So, hello everyone, and welcome back to Divine Rebel. My name is Racy, and I'm going to be giving the messages for you today. So we are doing the secret codename readings for the full moon in Virgo. This is the Out of the Fog themed readings. I'm going to be using my manga tarot as some insight into what this fog looks like, because if we're going to get out of it, then we need to know exactly what it is. I'm going to be using my Beyond Lemuria deck in order to get you some guidance on how to get out of it, as well as my Oracle of the Unicorns to give you some confirmation. Okay, I'm using this specifically today as a confirmations deck, and my Power of Love cards, which I use as remember cards. Okay. Getting into these readings, if you're not familiar with me or the channel, I have no filter. I do not sugarcoat my messages. I just read how I read. So if that is not your thing, or you have children around, or just don't appreciate those kind of messages, I'm always really respectful of that. I'm giving you the opportunity to sign off now. Otherwise, we will be getting into these. The secret code names. If you got one, if you paid for your reading and you got one, you know which one is yours, which one is personal to you. If you did not purchase one personally, but one of these code names jumps out at you, you're drawn to it, you resonate to it, there's probably going to be a message in there for you. All right, so the 12 secret code names that I have are Jubilee, Snoopy, Wonderwall, the Evil Sorcerer, Metal Unicorn, Lipa, Top of the Totem, Emperor Penguin, Cherries and Cream, Cinderella, the Harp, and the Genie. Okay, those are the 12 secret code names. They're going to be done in that order. So it's Jubilee, Snoopy, Wonderwall, the Evil Sorcerer, Metal Unicorn, Lipa, Top of the Totem, Emperor Penguin, Cherries and Cream, Cinderella, the Harp, and the Genie. All of the timestamps will be in the description. Okay, they will be in the description. If you click the little time numbers, it should fast forward right to it. Okay, unless you're watching the premiere. Live premiere. So with that said, getting started, these are intended to really help you understand where you haven't been able to see clearly, or feel clearly, or sense clearly, or whatever clearly, right? That you feel like you're in a fog about it, and help get you out of it, right? Help get you out of it to the best of your ability in the most effective and efficient way possible. So getting started with secret code name Jubilee, we are going to do at the 3-minute mark. Okay, so secret code name Jubilee. Spirit, please. What is the fog? What is the fog? What does the fog look like for secret code name Jubilee and those who would resonate to it? And Jubilee, by the way, is like an anniversary of sorts. And I definitely got this feeling when I got the code name that it was like a sacred soul anniversary. So there's definitely some kind of celebrating a certain milestone marker in your soul span. All right. I'm hearing that you're definitely coming out of this fog regardless of the how. I mean, there's obviously an easier way, effective and efficient way, but I feel like you're getting out of it regardless. So Spirit, what insights can you give for Jubilee onto what this fog is that they're clearing? Heartbreak, 3 of Swords. Getting out of the heartbreak, feeling like you need to defend yourself, and taking the high ground even because it's burdensome. Feeling heartbroken and defending yourself is a burden. Taking the high ground or being the bigger person is more what I'm hearing, is burdensome. It's a soul burden. You've got a wish that you want fulfilled with the 9 of Cups. Give me some more insight into the Three of Swords. Her secret code name, Jubilee. Feeling left out, feeling alone. With the Five of Coins. And it's a feminine on this card, which is unique because usually you see a masculine energy represented on these cards. Feeling like your heart's alone. Okay. So the heartbreak that you're feeling alone, is the fog. Clarify the Seven of Wands. Clarify the Seven of Wands. King of Wands, Queen of Cups, the Moon, and the Nine of Coin. Feeling like you're the one that has all the love to pour out. And even though you're good by yourself, you know you're good by yourself, you hate it. And this King of Wands is dealing with moon energy or shadow feminine energy or childhood wounding. I'm feeling as if this moon energy is what's being addressed right now, whether you can see that and perceive that in the real world or not. Your ability to take action, because in the mirror, even though I feel like this is someone else, that's your ability to take action that's healing. Feeling like you shouldn't or you can't. Feeling like you're being the bigger person or you're taking the high ground, stepping away. Maybe you feel like others would attack you or judge you for the action you want to take. But I feel like you have a lot to give and your heart's in the right place. 10 of Wands. We got the Five of Cups and the Magician. The soul burden is feeling like there's bad blood and that you can't manifest what you want to manifest. That's the burden you're having to your soul, okay? Feeling like there's bad blood. And you can't actually manifest what you want. When we've got the Sun and the Knight of Coins clarifying. The Nine of Cups. Your wish is to return to that innocence, and you know it. You've waited a long time. You've been patient. You've been patient. This is your Sun. The Sun card. You've been waiting on this knight in shining armor. That's been your wish. It's the one that makes you feel like a child again at heart. I keep feeling like there's an action required on your part. Some kind of communication that has not happened. Which ties back into this Shadow King of Wands energy. Anything else I need to understand about that? Yeah, you got to transform the stuckness with the Death card. The Six of Coin. You get what you give with this higher contract. The more you invest in it, the more you receive from it. You've got to invest more, even if it's terrifying. Even if it's terrifying, even if it's a baby step, even if it's a cautious step, which the Knight of Pentacles typically is, because this is what we've got here. Right, we've got the Sun and the Knight of Coins, which is underneath your wish, right, with the Nine of Cups. And we got the Death card with the Six of Coin. And the Hierophant. Hierophant is the highest of soul contracts, right? It has to be equal giving and receiving. So if you're going to be receiving a lot from this connection or this wish being granted, whatever this healing is within your own self, if you're going to be receiving a lot, like if it's your masculine energy that's healing, it's because you're looking to receive from the feminine of someone else, the heart space of someone else, which means the masculine has to continue to put forward, you know, from within yourself. Just be aware of that. You might have to take more action steps. The Hermit's on the bottom, which is the underlying issue. You've been feeling super alone, and you've got a lot of love to give with the Ace of Cups on top. I do love these cards. Look how pretty these cards are. This is your top and bottom. And the Knight of Swords is under that, underneath the Hermit card. Communication, strength is under that. Knight of Cups, more communication is under that. Heartfelt truths. Even if you feel like a third party. Even if you feel like a third party, because it's your joy we're talking about, right? Dualistic nature of the Three of Cups, and they're your King of Coin and your 10 of Coin, your fucking dream come true. Listen. These cards ain't fucking around. Okay. All right. How do we clear this fog, right? How do we further clear this fog? What can we work on? Beyond Lemuria. Spirit, please. Fire. Solaris Sublime. Card number 15. Just the numbers, right? 15, 1 is an initiation into shift with the 5 for the overall vibration of unconditional love with a 6. You've got to initiate. You've got to initiate the shift, initiate the spark. Finding that soul fire, King of Wands, right? Mastering your spirit, mastering your ability to let your soul choose and act. All right, let me read a little bit of this for you. This is brand new. I haven't used this deck at all before, so we're gonna go through some of these together today. Here we go. Look how pretty that card is too. We got the yin and the yang dragons, right? It's gorgeous. Okay. It says duality, creation, kundalini, the rising phoenix, bringing conflict into harmony, intensity, transformation, the incredibleness of being alive, coalescence, and infinite energy. Those are the keywords. It says we live in a dualistic world of light and dark, yin and yang, masculine and feminine. Focusing only on light can repress our shadows. Bringing both sides into balance and being real with our humanness allows us to reach more joy, authenticity, and depth. By accepting and loving all of ourselves as we truly are, we can extend more of this love and have deeper compassion with others. This painting portrays the balanced dance of creation. The greater the distance of separation, of duality, the greater the density. As the dragons come together, they dissolve into one with all that is. In this place of coalescence, the fusion brings both sides together in oneness, not just as a re-emerging with the universe, but in an alchemical process of becoming the empowered creator force we truly are. The themes are passion, motivation, destruction, power, illumination, determination, inner light, forging forward, and transformation. I think you've got to allow your spirit to be honest. I mean, we all know the quote unquote right things to do when we're being, you know, the bigger person, or we're allowing someone to go along whatever path. But sometimes people need a reminder that just because it's out of sight does not mean it's out of mind or out of heart or out of soul. Just because they've been in separate life from you does not mean they are not a part of your life. If you haven't reached out to someone in a while, like your cards were talking about, if you haven't reached out to someone in a while, it might just be about that time to ask them how they're doing. Let them know that you've been thinking of them. That even if it's been a while and, you know, maybe things didn't necessarily end on the best terms, that you still care and you hope they're okay. Because you care, right? Because you fucking care. You know, you're not trying to be invasive or stop whatever they're doing. You know, you just kind of wanted to reach out, like cautious steps forward. What's the confirmation, Spirit, please? What's the confirmation? Yeah, polarity, look at this. We're talking serious duality here. Okay, serious duality here. Integrate your shadow side. There can be no light without dark. Understand the law of polarity, possibility and prosperity. There's a gift on its way. Raise your standards, elevate your expectations. You have unlimited potential. I think you've got to think bigger. It's like raising your expectations of what's possible, knowing that nothing is ever guaranteed, right? Just know that if you don't try, it will never happen. You know what I mean? The only way you don't get to the top of the mountain and see the most incredible view is if you quit. It's the only way you don't get to the top, is if you quit. Yeah, our legs hurt the longer we're climbing up that mountain, and the steeper it gets, the more painful it can get. But if you don't quit, you reach the top. Pain is a part of the process. It's natural. That doesn't mean we don't override it and keep going, right? What do you need to remember getting out of this fog? What do you need to remember? Priorities, discernment, and expression. I just heard, when I heard discernment, don't force yourself. Because like I said, with your secret code name, Jubilee, it's an anniversary, like a sacred soul mark. I think that you're just going to know when that's right. You understand the paramount importance of manifesting love in all situations. You know, love is truth, love is patient, love is sincerity and compassion and understanding. You know, someone is still on the journey healing just like you are, but it's not allowing so much time to go by that you feel like it's impossible, because it might already feel that way. An expression, right? We got this again. We got a whole bunch of communication cards and we got expressions. So you are ready to manifest your thoughts and transform them into acts of love. Develop the skill to distinguish love from fear and truth from illusion. If you tell yourself that you have no business, like if you were to say it out loud, right? Let's do a discernment practice. If you were to say out loud, I have no place talking to them. Does it sound here? Does it feel here that you're speaking the truth to yourself? You could tell if it feels heavy or if it doesn't feel aligned. If you think, no, I'm meant to reach out to them, it will feel lighter. It'll feel like it clicks, right? Or it won't. So you have to be able to feel the truth through the expression of it so that you can understand what your priorities are as far as discernment. You could be like, Spirit, is today the day that I express myself to this person? And it's either going to click yes, and you're instantly going to be afraid because it actually feels light, Or it's going to say, no, today is not the day. And that's fine. Then you can feel the relief. Okay, it's not today. I could prioritize other things. You know what I mean? But you have to be able to feel it. Like if you know, like we're talking about polarity, if you know who your flame is, right? You know who your divine counterpart is. You can literally say out loud, so-and-so is my divine counterpart. And it's either going to sound like the truth and resonate here like the truth, or you're going to feel a pull and it's going to sound like you're lying to yourself. One or the other. You could say the sky is blue, but if it's fucking gray, when you say it, you're going to feel something different here than if you say the sky is gray. It's going to feel lighter. It's going to feel correct, right? You really got to learn to distinguish what you're just simply afraid of and what actually resonates. Because if it actually resonates with your soul is not fucking wrong. You got to be able to trust yourself, trust your spirit, trust your ability to take action and choose, right? King of Wands energy, dealing with the moon. Your heart is solid. Your heart's in the right place. Your heart is good on its own. You know it is. It's not the point. I just heard Spirit say you're stalling. You're stalling. Don't allow yourself to make so many excuses. Practice your discernment. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. If you say it doesn't matter, it's fine the way it is, out loud, and it sounds like a fucking lie, then you are lying to yourself. You know? Start trusting your spirit. Start trusting the actions that your spirit wants to take. You'll master that King of Wands energy. You'll get moving in the right direction. Okay. Moving forward. Secret code name Snoopy. 22 minutes. 22 seconds. Secret code name Snoopy. Literally like the character. Like Woodstock and Snoopy and Charlie Brown. Snoopy. So, Spirit, please. What does the fog look like? What does the fog look like? I'm feeling guided to let you know Spirit's asking you to stay in that childlike kind of fun. Stay in the childlike fun. What does the fog look like, Spirit? For secret code name Snoopy and those who would resonate to this code name. What is the fog? We've got the 10 of coins leading the top of the spread. Highest soul contract. Hierophant's on the bottom. That's the underlying issue. Queen of Cups is on the top, all right? Emotionally deep. And I'm hearing possessive of your angel. Okay. The fog. 10 of coins. Wondering what the dream actually looks like. Maybe you're having a hard time visualizing the end result. What it would actually look like. including the home. Including the home. The family dynamic, which is sometimes what the Ten of Coins represents, the home and the family. Having a hard time visualizing a future in that way. Or having a hard time seeing yourself continuing on the way you are with your family or in the home much further. Like there's a part of you that can only see so far, and then you don't understand why you can't see beyond that. We have the Four of Cups with the Justice card, the Eight of Wands, the Two of Wands, the Nine of Coin, and the Lovers. I'm feeling like Spirit's giving a chance, or the heart space is giving a chance to a mind or a masculine that is sleeping with this Four of Cups. Okay. You can see how they're offering the opportunity right there. Like it's so blatantly obvious to anybody else watching, but the actual masculine is asleep. So there might be a serious issue with a masculine in your reality that's just not fucking seeing it, right? They're sleeping. Their ability to act is sleeping, which in the mirror of things, likewise, is saying the same thing. You know, your heart is giving you an opportunity to take some kind of action, and you're just not fucking seeing it. And then we get the Justice card and the Eight of Wands. So there's definitely some kind of balance coming in that Spirit's bringing into you, because the Eight of Wands is a spiritual communication or epiphany. It's a divine download. It's Spirit coming to you to help you understand, to bring justice to the situation, because I feel like you might not be seeing what you need to do. Not necessarily in direct regards to this person, because they're on two different planes. One is an etheric being, and one is a very, mundane 3D reality kind of being here. I feel like you have to do something that's on another level. It's almost like doing like 3D work, like ritual or ceremony and release, in order to elevate, in order to receive some kind of guidance from Spirit, in order to bring justice into this situation, to get you out of this fog. Two of Wands. It's almost like you have to choose one or the other, but you're trying to choose both. And you've got the world in your hands. With this Two of Wands. And you can see like he's got the one wand cupped in his arm, but he's not really holding it because he's holding the world. And then the other one he's holding. So if you think if this guy were to try and stand up and walk off the wall, this one would totally trip him up. It's almost like he's got to put something down. Like you can't have the world and stick on to these two paths that I feel like you're inspired, or inspired's the wrong word, that you're likely to try and hold on to. Like, you want to hold on to this and you want to hold on to that. But the reality is, if you want the world, you got to let one go. Or you'll never make it off the wall without tripping, and then you'll have to let go of one anyway. Or you might drop them all. Something has to do with being independent, right? With the 9 of Coins. And I'm hearing songbird or a written word, right? Songbird, a written word. You might need to start journaling if you're not already. I'm hearing like a little birdie told me, like Spirit's trying to give you divine downloads. You might want to do meditative writing, where you just let the writing come out and then see what pops out at you and what kind of makes sense and where you can draw lines. And if something doesn't make sense that you wrote, leave it until it makes sense with something else. Lover's card, Gemini in energy. Lots of love arrows, and they look kind of like keys, but they're all pointing at the couple. And then the couple's blindfolded. Like they're both there, and it's like they're trying, it's almost like they're trying to kiss each other, but they're missing because they can't fucking see. And it's like this angel is coming in with all of these arrows, almost like it's trying to cut the blindfolds. A lot of this idea of being blind, like this card has their eyes closed. This card, the Justice, is blindfolded. This card, she's got her eyes closed. This one, they're both blindfolded. Down here in the clarifiers, they're blindfolded. Down here, their eyes are closed. You know what I mean? You got more cards of blindfolds and closed eyes than you do cards that have them open. I mean, given we have the Star here and the Ace of Cups, which I think Spirit is trying to help you heal the overflow. But I think you really have something that you need to do that you are just closing your eyes to or being completely blind to. That maybe you're trying to hold on to too much. Maybe there's a certain level of impossible that you've bought into, or not worth it that you've bought into. And it's like, if you don't think you're fucking worth it to take whatever these steps are to open up your fucking eyes and take it, then Spirit can't help you. You know what I mean? You've got to be able to open your eyes or at least open your eye and start feeling through it, start sensing through it, start taking away the I shouldn't, I can't, it's too hard, it doesn't seem real, it doesn't seem possible. Yeah, right. Like, you've got to get out of the I shoulds or I shouldn'ts or could or couldn'ts. Like, you got to stop limiting yourself. I'm feeling like you definitely need to stop limiting yourself. You want to get out of this fog. Spirit's trying to help you heal. You're stuck in a mental prison. There's certain chains. Like, even on, like, Justice card is falling above the Eight of Swords. And you can see there's chains down here around the Justice. And there's chains here around her throat. But if you look really closely, they're see-through. The chains are see-through. They're not fucking real. The chains are not fucking real. I think you're binding yourself and blinding yourself outright. Which is why I think, you know, it's too, I think you're getting too, like Snoopy, you're getting too adult with it. I think you need to go back to having fucking fun. I think you're putting too many restrictions on yourself. I think you're making a lot of excuses and having a lot of distractions. It's like, does this even matter? All three of these things, like if you were to try and get up and hold all of them and you dropped them all, maybe it's because you're supposed to drop them all. Maybe neither of these wands and the world you think you're holding is worth it. Maybe it's the Ace of Cups. Maybe what you really need to be focusing on is the cups and your connection to the lotus, which is the crown chakra, the divine spirit. So that you can receive. It's almost like you're asking spirit, but spirit's got its eyes closed and it has all this stuff to give and balance, and it's just not seeing you because you're not seeing yourself. If you've got a divine counterpart, he might be the one that's balanced in the reality with the balance here, because they're the same person. This person here is the same as this person here. They're balanced. Maybe it's you that's not quite on the same reality level as they are, which is why they can't see you. Or what you're offering them, because the feminine energy is definitely trapped in a need of healing. I think you need to focus on some kind of independence. I think you need to let spirit guide you. You know, Gemini is a communicating kind of sign. You know, its ruler is Mercury. I keep hearing spirit, like, you give what you get. I don't necessarily think like you're aligning with the right energy that you're giving to yourself. I think you could be giving yourself better. Giving yourself more. I keep hearing you're distracted. Even maybe by other adults. Definitely limiting yourself. Okay. Spirit, how do we clear the fog? What card above the others? I just heard it like a relatively low ring in my ear. You might have some serious sacral chakra work to do. Creativity, feminine energy, things you learned were acceptable from your mother that are not acceptable for your path or your healing. If you were to continue in those patterns, it's not serving you. Spirit, please, for secret code name Snoopy. Radical expansion. There's the feminine heart space. Wide open with a fucking cosmic dragon coming out. Card number 40. You've got to let your angels guide you. The lightning, like divine epiphany, divine download. I think you need to take some serious time to focus on yourself and what makes your heart go wild. What makes your heart go supernatural. What takes you from being in this world and knocks you out of this world. separates you and makes you completely different. Like, look how fucking gorgeous this dragon is. When I was flipping through the cards when I first opened the deck, this reminded me of like Kuan Yin's dragon and Falcor. Like, you've got to remember, let's read some of this. Radical expansion. Key words: living and loving at full capacity, being unapologetically you, self-expression, boldness, having a voice, taking up space, expansion, empowerment, owning your true power, being visible in the world, having fun with your magnificence, letting go of judgment, creative exploration, radical ways of being. I feel like there's just too much adult in your life, even if you're spending a lot of time with other adults, physically or mentally. Like, you need to get in touch with your inner child. Don't worry about what people think of you. Oh, she dipped off. Oh, she disappeared. Oh, what does she think of me like this? Or, oh, she's not answering. Like, you might just need to seriously not give a shit about what the other adults in your life, whether they're family or friends or whatever, are, or how they're going to react to when you fucking love yourself at full capacity, when you're living your inner child at full capacity, when you have your voice and you're expressing yourself at full capacity. Like, you need to own your true power. Says, what would it be like to live, love, and feel at full capacity? Do you imagine what it would be like? This card is about being truly and unapologetically you. The gifts you think are too bold for this world and those heartfelt experiences you believe you should hold back on might just light someone up. The physical self-expression that you dull down so you fit in, and those dreams that seem too vast could be precisely what the world is waiting for. I'm telling you, I'm calling it. Our auras can expand manifold, but we often choose to keep them tight to our bodies, maybe for safety. But what is this construct in which we have imprisoned ourselves? Where does this subtle or not so subtle shame come from? Why not dance our most beautiful dance in a way that makes us feel magnificent and sing so our voices are heard? Consider the paradigm of our judgment in others can help us expand into authentic expression. We may not be aware of the thoughts that were imprinted in us from a young age through our parents, teachers, society, media. Separation and limitation begin with your beliefs around what is acceptable and what is not. Connection and possibility come through owning your power and embracing your responsibility to be more visible in the world, to not shy away from life. It is time for radical ways of being and thinking, and you can start by granting yourself the freedom and creativity to be you. Having a voice is essential for power to shift back into individuals and communities outside of prescribed normality. It is time to unleash your inner rainbow dragon and unapologetically claim your heart-based empowerment and radiantly and unconventional gifts. Time to have fun with it. It's time for your expansion. You can be as big as your energy wants you to be. So stop and consider anything that is holding you back. You've got to go like fucking Picasso with your energy. You know what I mean? I was literally just watching something on Picasso's schedule. Like, he woke up at 11 o'clock every day, did and connected with people for a couple hours, and then worked from like 3 p.m. until like 2 in the morning. Straight up worked, stopped for food and worked like straight through, gave himself a schedule. Like, okay, this is the amount of time I sleep from 3 a.m. to 11 a.m. And then went 2 hours or 3 hours where he allowed himself to connect with people. And after that, it was like, I'm on my schedule, my work schedule. I'm letting my inner child come out on these canvases. You know what I mean? He's fucking Picasso. You got to get in touch with your inner fucking Picasso. You got to put people who want your time and energy on fucking limits because you have shit to do. Your inner child has shit it wants to do. Like I said, I feel like you've been extremely distracted and allowing yourself to do it. You got to get real. If you want to unlock some shit, you got to open your eyes. You got to stop chaining yourself to impossible. You got to stop making excuses. Like, it's up to you whether or not you live out this life to your fullest potential or if you don't. That's on you. It's up to you. You can make excuses and be distracted all you want, but at the end of the day, when your life is done, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, did I fulfill it? No. Okay. Well, I guess I have to come back and try again. Why? You could have done it this lifetime. You know what I mean? Like, why make it harder on yourself? Why have to start over? You have the perfect opportunity right now to live to your fullest potential, or you would not be getting this message. Spirit wants you out of this fog. What's the confirmation card, Spirit, please? What's the confirmation card? Delight. Count your blessings and enjoy life. Take pleasure in simple things. Always expect the best. You got to delight in what you're doing. This little horsefly, every time you see a horsefly or a dandelion that you make a wish on, them big old fucking flies, it's reminding you of this message. Your soul has a wish to fly. You have the stamina to do it. You have the play and the joy to do it. And if you ever see big old fucking horseflies, and I mean throughout this entire fucking year, it's reminding you of this message. Every time you see a dandelion and make a wish, it's reminding you of this message. You have a soul wish to fulfill. You have a soul wish to fulfill. I'm hearing it over and over. You're procrastinating. You're putting your joy off. True joy. I'm not playing. Yeah, you've got a satisfaction and detachment. You've got to release old patterns and ideas that are not serving your highest ideals of love. Let the energy of love guide you to self-approval so that others no longer define who you are. You're letting other people dictate your day. Other people's energy dictate what you're doing. You got to detach. Their energy is not serving your progress. You've got major distractions. If they love you, they will love you later. Their love won't go away. Like, you got to check out and go into a solitude period where you're not allowing those other energies to take you from what you should be doing. Like, if you cut all of those extra people off that are taking off all of your time, no matter who the fuck they are, you know how much time you'd have to spend with yourself doing what you need to do? What you need to do for your soul, for your spirit? I'm not saying you can't pop up every once in a while and take a day off, but damn, like, you're taking way too many days off without nearly enough time on. You got to be able to love and approve of yourself and what you're doing so that other people are not what you're basing your approval around. Like, are you there for them as a friend because you want to be approved of as a good friend when you're not approving of yourself and being a good person to yourself? I'm just feeling you've got a major self-focus. Major self-focus. Release old patterns and ideas that are not serving your highest ideals of love. They're not improving your circumstance. They're not improving your life. They're not improving it. It's stagnating and staying the same. It's not improving. You got to self-approve so that you can improve. You got to self-approve so that you can improve. Stagnation. I'm hearing stagnation is not acceptable. Your inner child's got to come the fuck out. Your soul wish has to be realized. Your independence has to be realized. And I don't think you're actually giving it the amount of urgency that actually requires. You got to overflow. You got to overflow. All right. Moving forward. Moving forward. I hope that helps you get out of the fog. I hope that helps. I hope that helps. Moving forward. Secret code name Wonderwall. Come on, cards. Secret code name Wonderwall. Time stamp. 50. 35. All right. Secret code name Wonderwall and those who resonate to it. What does the fog look like? What does the fog look like? For secret code name Wonderwall. And I definitely heard the Oasis song. That's where I got the code name from. So you might want to look up the lyrics to Oasis Wonderwall. Listen to it. All right, Spirit, what does the fog look like? Queen of Swords in the reverse. Someone's cunty. I heard that clearly. Someone's cunty. If you've got offended because someone has called you that recently or someone has called you that in the past, I'm telling you, like, there's a certain part of yourself that you're not seeing that they're not wrong. Six of Coins. Because I'm hearing that you don't actually give the potential that you hold yourself in, or the vision of that you hold yourself in. Like, you claim to be all of these things and give all of these things, but you don't actually give it. It's almost like you withhold it. Like, you have it to give, but you withhold it. And it's almost like telling someone that, well, they can have it, but they can't. Like, they could have it if they did X, Y, Z, but they can't. And when people try and do X, Y, Z, you still withhold, almost like it's not good enough. Someone called you a cunt, and I'm feeling like they had reason to call you that. I think you might make it impossible for them. You might not realize that you maybe owe them an apology. Someone that you have bad blood with, or feel like blood was spilled. You've got to heal this. Temperance. It's almost like you're constantly seeking validation from someone that they love you or care about you, that they're willing to go whatever length necessary to break their back or bend beyond their means in order to prove your importance, to validate your significance. And it's too much. And it's too much. That's not right. Yeah, it's like someone's heart's trying to show you, like, I'm doing the best I fucking can. I'm human. I think your expectations or your demands on someone is unrealistic. And maybe that's a pattern. Because by the time you apologize, it's almost like it's too late. Like, you already shit on it too much. Like, they don't want to give you another shot after all that. Maybe they've given you so many shots to see their value. And you've been claiming this whole time they don't see your value. They don't see your value. No, they stuck around long enough trying to show you that their value of you. But you kept denying it. Yeah, the non-committal queen. Queen of Wands. It's like all fire. Because your soul's burdened. You don't know what you don't know what path you want to take. You don't know who you want to commit to. You want the person that breaks for you, but who the fuck wants someone broken? You know what I mean? It's almost like you won't commit to someone because you want to keep your options open in case they're not the one. In case they don't care like they should. In case they're not going to stick around forever. 7 of Cups, you're confused. You don't feel like someone can actually love you for who you are, even though maybe you're not perfect. It's almost like you're pressing someone to prove how perfect you are. When you're not perfect, and you're pressing someone else to be perfect when they're human and they're not perfect. They just want to, they just want to love you for who you are and be loved for who they are. They don't want to have to prove anything. Their love should be enough. The fact that they stick around for you should be enough. I'm hearing a constant seeking of validation from your person. Constantly making them prove. Yeah, if you want the 10 of Coins, if you want the happy family, the happy home, like you've got to be able to commit to someone and grow with someone and stop making them feel like they're an option until they're perfect. You've got to be generous. If you want this, if you want the 10 of Coin, you got to turn into the Queen of Coin. You got to be able to commit. You got to be able to be stable for someone in their life. Chariot card, you've got to be able to make the change and take the journey with someone. You've got to be able to commit. Yeah, because otherwise it's nightmares and heartache moving forward all the time. Constantly feeling in your mind like it's not enough, it's not enough. No one will ever want me. No one will ever love me. No one will ever stick around. Constantly feeling unfulfilled. Constantly feeling like it's not enough. And that's childhood wounds. Who the fuck taught you you weren't lovable? Who the fuck taught you that who you were isn't good enough? That you're enough. You don't need to be fucking perfect, and nobody else does either. You do not need to be perfect. No, the house doesn't need to be perfectly fucking clean every day or you're going to lose your partner. No, the dishes don't have to be done immediately after fucking dinner or you're going to lose your partner. No, the laundry can pile up one week if you're fucking busy or you're tired or you're sick or you have work, like whatever it is, and your partner's not going to leave you because you're not perfect. You don't need to make your partner be perfect to excuse the fact that you're not perfect. Oh, well, you're not perfect and blah, blah, blah. Like, that whole thing has to stop. It's okay for you to not be perfect. It's fine. It's fine. You don't have to make them feel like crap for not being perfect to hide the fact that you're not perfect and don't want to be made to feel like crap about it. You will constantly end up in an anxiety-ridden nightmare state where you don't know your value because you'll constantly push people away like that. You'll constantly push people away like that. You have to know that you're okay. You have to know that what you get done is plenty. What you do is enough. And the way you love is enough for someone to stick around. Putting someone else down or making them prove things to prove your worth, like, yeah, bottom of the deck, you're the Empress. You're allowed to receive from someone. Ace of Wands, this is where you got to initiate a new beginning. This is where you kind of have to get the spark under your ass and be like, you know what? I am the Empress. I'm allowed to receive in the highest good everything that is meant for me. If I'm not capable of manifesting it on my own, it's not my strength. I'm capable of manifesting someone who that's their strength. And whatever is not their strength, whatever their weaknesses are, I'm capable of being that strength. The divine would have it that way. You need someone you can grow with. Which means you got to stop capping whoever they are. And let them fucking love you to the best of their ability, the best way they know how. And stop trying to make them be everything. everything. Oh, they're the provider and they work really hard all week, and you also want them to be the romantic, and you also want them to be, you know, the help around the house, and you also want them to be the help with the kids. Like, they're not your everything. You're certain things and they're everything that you're not strong at. That makes one that's strong at everything between the two of you. But putting everything on this person to fill in where you feel like you're voided out, like, that's not going to work. You're going to keep yourself in a cycle. Spirit, what advice getting out of the fog? How do we clear this fog? What card? Surrender. You got to let them love you. You got to let them love you and know you're enough. Stop being so hard on them and yourself. Because it's when you're hard on yourself that you want your partner to step up and do what you didn't do. But they're already doing enough too. They're enough. So stop being so hard on yourself and projecting it on them. It's fine. If it doesn't get done, it's fine. As long as everybody's fucking happy, that's what matters. As long as everybody has time to relax and enjoy each other and love each other and spend time together, that's fine. Everything else, it's fucking life. It can wait. It ain't going anywhere. When there's literally no fucking pants and shirts left, then I guess the laundry has to get done. When there's no fucking towels left, I guess today is laundry day. You know what I mean? So what if it's piling up for a few days and it could have got done a few days ago? Everything else was taken a priority those 3 days. Now that's the priority because there's no fucking towels and pants and shirts and shit. You know what I mean? Surrender, trust, letting go of control, free flow, receptivity, yin energy, inner knowing, intuition, synchronistic opportunities, getting out of your own way, the path of least resistance, allowing who you are naturally to flourish. You're allowed to do the best you can and let that be great. Someone's going to love you just for being around and not making their life or their energy harder. They actually enjoy coming home to you because you're not the weight on their fucking shoulders or the stress on the back of their mind. You lighten them up and make them feel better just being around. Because if you're going to put your stress on someone else and weigh them down, like, people fucking hate that. You got to let go and surrender. So it says surrendering can be one of the hardest things to do. Trusting that we can achieve more by loosening our control can take great courage. Sometimes the most constructive way forward is to stop forcing things into being. The energy here is of frustration, as if you are pushing something heavy up a mountain. And at these times, gravity or flow don't seem to be on your side. Use this awareness as a guide when you start to detour from your path. If it's becoming too hard and you're trying to force too much, you're not in flow. You're not surrendering. You're not making life easy on yourself. You're forcing things and forcing others, which makes it 10 times harder. It's exhausting. When control is released, so too is resistance. One of the biggest skills we can learn is to let go and get out of our own way. When we are in a receptive place, we are open to a world of opportunities and the great mysteries can unveil themselves. The mind loves to control the outcome, but this only creates limitations. It can feel scary, but when we allow ourselves to be caught by the universe, myriad possibilities open to us. This painting is called A Star is Born, and its message is about becoming the star you came here to be. You can reach your peak life experience through surrendering and allowing who you are and what you do to truly flourish. Today, be more by doing and trying less. You know the list of things you need to get done in your head. And you could tell yourself that they all need to get done today, because that would be great and you wouldn't have to do them all tomorrow. But if the reality is, you know dang right well you ain't going to do them all today, why create the failure for yourself in your mind? You're setting yourself up with a list of to-dos you know you need to get done, but in a time frame you already guarantee yourself you're going to fail at. And when you make that list of to-dos that you're supposed to do every day in one day and it doesn't get done, you make the same list every day and fail it every day. And nothing on the list gets done because you know the list is impossible to begin with. Make the list, pick the priority, do that one. And if that's all you fucking do, great, because the rest of the list will be there tomorrow and that thing won't be on it. You could pick the priority. Like today, the dishes need to get fucking done so that I can cook dinner. Today, the laundry has to get done. I have no fucking towels or clean clothes. Pick the priority. Just pick the priority. Stop picking the whole list. You have to go to the supermarket today, you're out of food. Okay, the supermarket's the priority today. Everything else can fucking wait until tomorrow. It's on the list for tomorrow. Oh, you've got extra energy because you haven't mentally exhausted yourself running over the list and checking the time and seeing how much you're going to fail at getting it all done. Oh, you got extra energy? Okay, maybe you could pick something else off that list and now you're ahead of the game for tomorrow. Because none of it was a priority today. You got the priority knocked out. Now you're just saving yourself energy for tomorrow or the day after. What's the confirmation, Spirit? Secret code name Wonderwall. Yeah, this is your adventure. This is your adventure. Dare to do things differently. Dare to do things differently. Moving into a different direction. We got anger. Safely express your anger and use it as a positive force. Honor all your emotions. You got to understand, if you're angry at other people, it's because you're pissed at yourself. Point blank, period. If you are expressing anger and snapping at other people, it's because you're pissed at yourself and the way you're doing things. The way you're treating yourself, the way you're putting too much on yourself. You've got to be aware and live in the moment. Be conscious. Awareness. You got to be self-aware and you got to be balanced. Prepare for your life partner, beloved, and celebrate the positive outcome that's assured when you balance yourself. If you're aware that you're pissed off, if you're angry, you got to know it's nobody else's fault that you're angry. It's you. You being pissed at yourself for putting too much expectations on other people, for not loving yourself and approving of yourself for who you are and what you can and can't get done is fucking fine. You're pissed at yourself. You put way too many expectations on yourself and you're pissed at yourself and now you're taking it out on someone else. Because they're not perfect. Why are they not perfect? Because you don't feel you're perfect and they're not catching up for your imperfection. They're not making up for it. They're not supposed to. Not supposed to. You're angry at yourself. What, you can't sit and you can't play because you have adult things to do that you're really not doing because you're stressed out? You got to do shit differently. You got to be really self-aware. Who the fuck said you can't sit and play? Because this isn't going to get done and that's not going to get done. Who the fuck cares? If it's not a priority, it's not a priority. Maybe playing is a priority right now. Maybe that's the priority right now. You sit, you play with the kids until they don't want to play anymore. And okay, now they can watch a movie and you can go and do whatever else you need to do. That's the priority for the day. Who said dinner can't be fucking pancakes and eggs? It's fucking easy. You know what I mean? Doesn't have to be some big old grand whatever. Balance. Take time to relax. Indulge a little more or less and set boundaries with your work. Set boundaries. You can't overdo it or expect too much and then give yourself too little. You got to believe that you are lovable. Look at that. Right there along the bottom. Believe you are lovable. Because you are. Because you are. It's okay that no one is fucking perfect. It's totally fine. Tolerance. Tolerance is the remember card. You appreciate other points of view because you sense the love in everyone. Like I said, if someone called you a cunt in the mirror, that's your higher self letting you know you're being really fucking hard on yourself. To the point that you're being so hard on others that they're calling you a cunt. Tolerate other people's points of view being different than yours. You just might see something you need to see in yourself. Maybe you were being a bit of a cunt. Maybe you got super indignant and upset when they said that to you. Maybe it's because a part of you knows they're right. Too hard on them, too hard on yourself, too hard on everybody. Ease up. Ease up. Surrender. Let yourself receive the beautiful experience. Let yourself have a great fucking day by not caring about all this shit on your fucking list that you never get done. Just have a great fucking day. Fuck the list. Flow. Flow. Just fucking flow. Surrender and flow. All right. Secret code name. I hope that helps. Secret code name, the Evil Sorcerer. 1 hour, 12 minutes. The Evil Sorcerer. Now, I know whose secret code name this is. And for you, I got a very, very detailed and specific download about a past life of yours. Okay, so when this reading is done, just know I will be reaching out to you to go over the vision that I received in regards to your past life, specifically a past life that took place around 2,400 years ago. Okay. For those of you who were drawn to the secret code name and resonate to this code name, chances are your soul at some point in time went through a similar experience where you were cursed. Okay? Where you were cursed. We're talking dark magic, cursed. And it didn't break before you passed away, and therefore the curse stuck and continued to stick because you were not consciously aware of it, reincarnating in fresh new lifetimes since then. Now, you are consciously aware. If you were drawn to the secret code name, you were absolutely cursed in a past life that is still affecting you and those you love today. Okay? If you were drawn to that secret code name and you want to reach out to me via email, find me on Facebook, reach out to me via Messenger. Especially if this is not your code name and you were just drawn to it and resonated to it. You want to have a session with me where I could dive deeper into your past lives specifically, let me know, because the person who has this secret code name, I have the past life download for you already in advance. I've been getting pieces of it throughout the entire week, and I've been writing it down and putting it together, and Spirit, my angels have been a blessing unlocking it all for me. I've meditated on it and gone deeper and dug deeper. I have a full download for you. Okay. So you can reach out to me. I'm definitely going to reach out to you. If you don't reach out to me first, I'm going to make sure that you understand what this is, and I'm going to tell you how to clear it. I'm going to tell you how to clear it so you can finally break this fucking thing. For 2,400 fucking years. Break this godforsaken curse. All right. So spirit focus. What does the fog look like for secret code name, the Evil Sorcerer, and those who would be drawn to it? What does the actual fog look like? Secret code name, the Evil Sorcerer. What insight, Spirit, please? Nine of Wands, Four of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. Lots of wands. You feel like you're constantly guarded in spirit, especially when it comes to love. I think it's because you know who you want to spend the rest of your life with. You know who your sacred soulmate is, your twin flame, so to speak. You know who your divine counterpart is. You want to move forward with this Knight of Wands. You want to express the fire that you feel in your soul, and yet you feel guarded, and you feel like if you make a move and you're rejected, you could drown just based off this card. Like your spirit is keeping you up. The fire in your soul is keeping you up. But if you step off them wands, it's like you could lose your spark and you could drown. So you're trying to hold it. You're holding the spark in your heart, and you're holding the spark in your mind that wants to express things because you understand who the love of your life is. They're your soul wife or your soul husband, right? Depending on if you resonate to this or not. They're your soul counterpart. You know it. Your heart knows it, your mind knows it. Every part of your soul knows it. Clarify the fog, please. Seven of Coins in the reverse. Page of Cups. You don't know, like there's no more possible effort you could put in. It's almost like you've apologized a million times. You've expressed your love a million times, and you keep having to move forward because there's no fulfillment there. No matter how much you express it, there's no reward coming in. Forgiveness is needed. And it's forgiveness of the past. It's forgiveness of something that you did from a wounded space when you were less self-aware. Especially if you've been cursed in a past life. Like you don't understand. Even if you understand your darkness, I don't think you fully understand your darkness. Or why it's there. It eludes you. It's in the dark. It's behind the veil. It's beyond your sight. Subconscious, unconscious, emotional scars. Like you couldn't put enough fucking work in and get who you believe is yours. You couldn't extend the innocence of your heart enough, the vulnerability of your heart enough, and forgive this person enough. Like you've already, I'm feeling like you've maxed out and would continue to do it anyway. Like you continue to run on max for this person, and yet it's completely unfulfilling and you're constantly walking away. or they're constantly walking away, or they're constantly praying, or your heart is constantly praying for them. You're defensive of them, super defensive of them. Because I think that's what you feel like that's all you could do. When you want the Ace of Coin, you want the new beginning, you want the harvest, you want to reap it all. You want to be it all. You want to give it all. The Magician in reverse. Yeah, the evil fucking sorcerer left you feeling like there's no way out of your mental prisons. You've got to release this. You're on the journey, 3 of Wands on the bottom, and you've got to move forward out of the turbulent mind, 6 of Swords on top. You got to know it gets better. You got to believe that it gets better, because whatever that past life was that ended on a really fucking bad note with this evil fucking sorcerer. The Magician in reverse is a manipulative motherfucker. It's dark magician energy. Feeling like you will never get out of this 8 of Swords energy when it's most definitely possible. This is the illusion, right? The illusion is that you will always be in chains. You will always be imprisoned. You will always be bound to your fate. Just because you've been bound to this fate for 2,400 years doesn't mean you've got to go 2,401. Evil fucking sorcerer. I feel like there's more you need to know. What else, Spirit, please? Page of Coins and the Emperor. Both in reverse. You feel like you have nothing to offer, that you're not the one. When you are, and you're being given an opportunity. In the reverse, there's a denial of this. But the truth of the matter is, these are the cards. You're the fucking Emperor, you're the divine masculine, and you're being presented an opportunity. Especially with this reading. Don't think that you're not. Whatever this dark magic was would have you fucking think that you are not exceptional, that you are not the supreme masculine in your dynamic. When you are. Your heart and your spirit knows. Everything else is just illusion. Everything else is manipulation in the shadow. And your light comes through all of the time for this person. It's just you're very much consumed by shadow. You might have relationships with other people that are always moving, you're moving on quickly. It's almost like it's easy for you to get over them, even if it hurts. It's easy though. And you jump into another one and maybe you're constantly getting hurt and moving on, and it's easy because they're not this person. It's like you always knew you weren't meant to be with them because you know who you're meant to be with. You definitely know, heart and soul, who you're meant to be with. There's a certain amount of denial about your worth. And it's because someone played a trick on you. A trick of the mind, a trick of the heart, a trick, an illusion. The fucking Magician in reverse. Someone manipulated it. Someone played games with your soul. And I'm hearing there's karma that has to be returned to this person, which is why you need to break it so badly. They have a whole lot of fucking karma that's coming back their way. All right, how do we clear the fog, Spirit? how do we initiate clearing this fog? It's too many. This one. Yeah, you got to step through. I want to see what these are anyway. Mount Shasta, Journey to Wholeness. 33, 37, and 47. You might be synchronistically getting a lot of 3s and 7s and 4s. Stepping through. You look at the images on this card. She's got love around her in bubbles. She's got sacred geometry as a part of her, crowning her third eye vision and taking in and putting out divine downloads like sacred light codes on her skin coming out of the lotus. You've got guardian energy coming in and giving you downloads to help you through this, or sacred feminine energy getting divine downloads in order to help you through this, right? I'm going to help you get on. I know I'm going to help you get through this. Card number 47. Keywords are follow your heart, dream big, stepping through something that has been holding you back, the threshold, starting new, self-belief. It is all possible. The road less traveled, trust. Step in and step up. All those dreams or projects you have been putting off, now is the time to start, even if it is just one small element of the bigger picture. Although just do it can be coined by a commercial brand, it is one of the fundamental mantras. We will always have myriad reasons why today isn't the day, but remember, opportunity dances with those already on the dance floor. When you start something, talk about it. Take consistent steps to actualize it. You will see it take on a momentum of its own. The right people, places, and opportunities will magnetize and it will start to come together. Don't be afraid to fail. The success we see around us has come from perseverance. Falling and getting back up again is a part of the journey. Focus your energies and commit to seeing your vision become a reality. You are human, so set reasonable expectations and know that when you apply yourself, you can make things happen. Amazing things. Building a dream can seem overwhelming, but if you break it down and make a plan, you will gracefully find a way through. You might be able to manage most aspects of a task, and it is great to have an incentive to learn more skills, but it doesn't mean you need to do it all on your own. Whatever you are aiming to achieve, there are people out there with the tools, skills, and energy that you may have been missing. Look at the bigger picture. Start to delegate. A mentor, people on a similar journey, or an accountability buddy is a wonderful supporter and ally. Following your dreams and fulfilling and empowering, but it is often a path less traveled, and you may need to plot your own course or invent a way through. Consider what kind of lifestyle you would like, and know that this may change and evolve as you do. The time is now. No more excuses or tomorrows. Whatever's been being put off, the universe is now pushing you to make it happen. You're going to go a little outside your comfort zone, but that is where the magic happens. Take the leap. Combine your intuition with a plan of action and break it down. Trust the puzzle will come together piece by piece through the courageous act of making it start. That's it. We're stepping through the shadow. We're stepping through the shadow. Divine downloads are coming in for a reason. Stories being filled in for a reason. The awareness is there for a reason. Enough is enough, right? Enough is enough. What's the confirmation, Spirit? What's the confirmation? There you go, Goddess. Honor your divine feminine energy. See your inner beauty and love every part of you. You can allow yourself to receive it now. Divine feminine energy is extremely receptive. You're a goddess. You can receive it now. Really lots of crown chakra energy. What do we need to remember? Secret code name, the Evil Sorcerer. Patience. You're going to need it. It's not going to happen overnight. Patience. You are able to let the universal energy of transformation move according to its own loving rhythm. If you've waited 2,400 fucking years for this curse to be lifted, it's okay if it takes however long it takes to clear out all the residue from it and get things in order the way they're supposed to be. Shit might take time. Shit might actually take time in the 3D to catch up, because this is 2,400 years of bullshit that's being undone and being changed around to suit the way it was supposed to be 2,400 years ago. Be very patient. Be very patient. The payoff will be huge. You're going to need patience with yourself. Don't get frustrated with yourself. You're coming out of a very long dark night. Very long. All right. The metal unicorn. The metal unicorn. Secret code name. The metal unicorn and those who would be drawn to it. How are we getting you out of the fog? How are we getting you out of the fog? When I saw the image of this unicorn in my mind's eye, when I got the secret code name, it looked like liquid mercury. Like it was all metal and metallic and gorgeous, but it was still flowing like a liquid. It definitely looked like liquid mercury. It made the entire unicorn like they were literally made of like a mirror. What insight, Spirit, please, for metal unicorn as to the fog they're in, that they're moving out of, wish to move out of. What is the fog? Wishing for an opportunity that you haven't gotten. I'm hearing to be the queen of coin. 4 of Coins, 5 of Cups, Strength, 10 of Coin, and the Page of Cups. Bottom of the deck is the 9 of Coin. Top of the deck is the 8 of Cups. Feeling like you've needed to walk away from emotional connections and be independent, right? Because you've been guided to that, to be independent. With the 9 of Cups here, I think maybe in the past, your attempt to control the situation emotionally might have left you feeling like you didn't have a place with someone. Like you had this wish, but the way you felt, the way you were hurt in the reality, the way you were hurt was your means to control how this wish came about. Your emotional sadness or your emotional grieving being expressed was how you thought you were going to manifest the wish on some level. You were using your hurt emotions to try and control the outcome of the wish. My angels are saying, I hope you know that doesn't work. Hope you learn that. Being emotional and sad in order to receive the wish that you're looking for, in order to control it. Because if you're feeling bad, by default, you're rippling and projecting pain in hopes that someone else will feel bad and treat you better so that you're not sad. That's not the way to go about it. Spirit's saying that's not the way to go about it. That's not how you control things. That's how you lose. That's how you don't get to see the wish manifest. Page of Coins, you lost an opportunity and you got to be really strong. Page of Coins is in the reverse. And I think that was what this whole process was teaching you to begin with, teaching you how to be strong, teaching your heart to keep your ego in check and under control, keep your ego on a leash. Because your emotions can be strong, but you can't let your ego run away with it, that you would try and control a situation with your hurt ego's emotions. This is what you were learning. You were deprived or denied an opportunity because you were learning how to be strong, learning how to keep your emotions in check and not allow your negative emotions, specifically maybe your sad ones, the grief or disappointment, the crying over spilled milk, to take the wheel. Because if you want to be the Queen of Coins and you want to have the dream with the 10 of Coins, you might consider apologizing and or being vulnerable about it. Like in hindsight, even if you feel it doesn't matter, it's like going to somebody and saying, hey, you know what? I know that back then this is how I was, and I didn't realize what I was doing then, but I kind of am looking back at myself and seeing it now, and I'm sorry that I put that on you. I'm sorry that I tried to control the situation by being sad and putting that on you like it was your problem to fix, because it wasn't. It was mine. And I'm sorry that I put that on you. Because it might be the person that you feel owes you an apology when it's you that owes them an apology, and that might be the spark of a change. If you want to get out of the fog, you might want to start there. Especially if you're healing. Like if you didn't love yourself then and we're looking for someone to validate that they love you by making you not be sad and doing things that wouldn't make you feel sad, and they wouldn't ever do those things to hurt you, you know, when really you had to not be hurt by those things in the first place, because everybody's allowed to be authentic. You are trying to control the situation and putting expectations on someone from an egoic place of need. And now if you're going to move into the Queen of Coins energy, pre-Empress energy, and you want the dream, you might have to apologize for when you were in a place or an energetic state that was less than, because the Queen of Coins wouldn't act that way. You know, Queen of Coins wouldn't project sadness or, you know, you hurt me on someone else, or you don't make me happy on someone else, when it's an internal thing. The Queen of Coin knows that if she's not happy, she needs to manifest better. She needs to get busy. You know what I mean? She needs to focus on herself and what she's doing to improve her life, improve herself, self-approval. Third eye chakra. Yeah, pineal perspective. This is about shifting the way you saw things. You got to realize that what you fear appeared. Like if you thought that someone didn't love you, that they had to prove it, or that someone didn't care about you, that they had to prove it, like all you proved was that they don't care about you and left. You know what I mean? Like your third eye was at work. Whatever you feared at the time appeared. Well, maybe they like someone else more. Yeah, but you're behaving in a way that if someone else is not behaving in that way, of course they're going to like that person more, because they're not putting the sadness and the projection of that pain on them. You know what I mean? Your third eye and the fears appeared. If you still hold a positive dream of you and that person, then you have to come back into a positive light that can apologize and own the fact that, you know, you had a certain way you wanted things and you put way too much on someone else that wasn't necessary. When you have your best visions in mind, you can make your best choices of action in alignment with it. And if you have a nightmare state in mind, then your choices of action are going to manifest the nightmare. So you've got to tell yourself the nightmare is an illusion. I am the creator. If I want a beautiful, positive reality, then I can't be in negative vibrations. I can't be in negative feelings. I can't let my sadness or my grief or my self-disapproval project onto other people for correction. I need to go within, right? It's a corrective process on how you visualize. What's the confirmation, Spirit? What's the confirmation? Metal unicorn. Yeah. Innocence, intention, past lives, and patience. Nurture your inner child. Live with a sense of childlike wonder. Like children easily forgive. You've got to be able to easily forgive yourself and be patient as other people learn to forgive you. You need to be able to not hold your past against you and not dip back into that past reality. Lots of green and dark blue cards, lots of heart chakra, third eye chakra. Release your past life karma. Be clear and decisive. Focus on what you really want. Be bold with your requests from the universe. You're an old soul with deep wisdom. Trust that divine timing is at work. Be patient and play while you wait. Be patient and play while you wait. Like, it's okay to apologize. It's okay to apologize. And then let that be it. Let it go. Let divine time and divine alignment take the rest. Like, you need to do one step at a time. Know that if someone's meant to come back in your life, that the universe would never have it not be. It's a small world after all. You have to be clear with your intention to heal, that you're not going to go back to that old way of being. Because if you were to reach out to someone and apologize for the way you were and then expect them to reach back out to you and confirm that what you did was good enough and make you happy, then you're going to fall right back into it, right? So it's almost like you've got to understand that the position you're in is to be able to offer apology and then let it go so that it can heal and the universe can do that for you. Release the control, right? Release the control, the need for the ego to be justified or validated that it's doing the right thing or that it's loving the right way or that it deserves. Like, you don't need the outer validation, you need the inner validation. You made the right choice, you did the right thing, and you let it go. And the next time you're presented with a choice, you're going to make the right choice and do the right thing, and then you're going to let it go. You know, being able to do that and not hold on to, well, what happens after? What happens after doesn't fucking matter. That's in the universe's realm, not yours. You just got to stay in the present. If you're worrying about the future, you're not being present. If you're thinking about the past and judging your past, you're not being present, right? Look, we got vision. We got third eye, we got vision. No matter what, remember, you see the bigger picture of a loving and just universe. The universe is just. When you heal and you have patience and you allow the past lives to heal, right? You allow these past patterns to heal, because whatever connection someone else might be in now, right? Whatever other connections they have might be in now, those are people from past lives that came to help continue to teach them and aid them as sacred soulmates, right? And to help them through the process where you at the time were falling short with yourself. And now that you're going through this process and now that you're starting to see, right? You're starting to see clearly how you're manifesting things and how maybe you've put something on someone when you didn't need to do that, or it wasn't right or in alignment, right, for you to do that. Now that you're seeing how and where you were misaligned, that it created the reality you didn't want, now you can start to fix it. Allow your best vision to stay in your mind and trust that Spirit's figuring it out. Spirit will guide you as you're meant to be guided. And if you have to think about it, question it, if there's hesitation, if there's resistance, it's not the right fucking time. Spirit will have it come easy. If it's not coming super fucking easy, it's not yet. It's not yet. If you've got to argue with yourself or convince yourself, the answer is not yet. When something is aligned with Spirit, it comes easy. You can't not do it. Even if it's nerve-wracking, you know what I mean? You can't not do it. If it's in alignment, it just fucking happens. So don't force anything. Do not force anything. Forcing things will only get you in fucking trouble with yourself. Okay. I hope that helps. Get you out of the fog you're in. All you need to do is take the first step. It's like letting the snow, it's like making the snowball. And first step is making the snowball and putting it at the top of the hill and letting it start to roll. All you had to do was make the snowball and set it off down the hill. By the time it gets to the bottom, it's this huge fucking ball of snow. The universe did all the rest. Nature, in and of itself, did all the rest. Gravity did all the rest. All you had to do was make it and let it go. It's no different. All you need to do is take the first step and let it go. The universe does all the rest, builds it, everything. You don't have to worry about anything. And when the snowball is huge and fucking ready, you get to slide on down that hill like, woo! You know, like wind in your face, like, fuck yeah, joy, going and getting it. Like, Spirit, like, you ready? Let's go. And it's like, shoo! Seriously, you'll know. You'll know. Take the first step and let it go. All right. Moving on. Secret code name Lipa, like the singer. 15055. Secret code name Lipa. Okay. Here we go. Spirit, please. What does the fog look like? Two of Wands. What else? What is the fog? Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Cups. Top of the deck is the Two of Swords. Okay. I think the underlying issue is, I think you know, Queen of Cups is always a scorpionic kind of energy where people can be possessive. Seems like a harsh word, but it's almost like knowing that your love is meant for someone. You know what I mean? Feeling possessive of the person that you love because you're the person that will love them the most, love them beyond death, love them through transformations, love them through changes because you love them on a soul level, like my soul loves your soul. The Two of Swords with the vortex swirling above him. And standing in these swampy, marshy waters, I'm feeling as if you feel as if you're blind and stuck making a choice, but I don't think you actually have a choice to make. I think the universe is opening up for you. You just don't see it because it's doing it in the background. You don't see it. You feel like you have no good choice, right? Like either choice, you're between a rock and a hard place. But the universe is opening up behind you and you don't see it, right? You just don't see it. And that's fine. It doesn't mean it's not happening. You literally just don't see it. So, cards I have here. I've got the Two of Wands clarified by the Ace of Wands. And I'm feeling like, especially with this deck and this Two of Wands, I was talking earlier in another reading about how he's holding the world and he's holding this wand, and this one's kind of caught in his arms and his legs, and if he were to try and get up and walk and hold on to these things, this one would trip him up. But if he wants to move this wand so he can get up and doesn't trip, he'd have to put the world down, or he'd have to put this wand down and hold the world in another hand. Like there's some kind of maneuvering, right, about the choice that you need to make. Something needs to get put down, and it's probably a wand, right? It's probably a wand with this Ace of Wands. You got to be able to walk forward and take your world with you. You got to be able to put the wand down so you could pick, like, it's almost like putting this wand down so that you can reach and take this one and move it out of your way so you can take the world with you. You got to know that if you put the wand down, it's fine. Like, you don't necessarily have to hold it all, spiritually speaking, because wands represent spirit. It's kind of like holding two. Maybe like you're holding another spirit up and you don't actually have to, and that's what's keeping you stuck, and that's what's tripping you up. Feeling like you need to keep someone else's spirit up. When you're feeling like you're at a balanced place within with the Six of Coins, and you don't want to give because you feel like you're in a balanced place, you don't want to give. You understand them, but it's almost like you're internally conflicted, like you don't actually want to. You might give them a coin here and there, like a small one. Like you can see, there's almost like a little token in his fingers, in between his fingers. But he's not actually putting it in their hands. And his eyes are closed. It's like you don't actually want to. It's someone you feel bad for, or someone that you pity. And you're giving them these little tokens or these little coins, but you don't actually want to. It's like you don't want to be mean to them, but you don't want to extend kindness either because you know that they're just going to keep wanting more. There's beggars on the Six of Coin. And you're very internally conflicted about this with the Five of Wands. There's a reason why your spirit is telling you not to. If you're internally conflicted, there's a reason why your spirit is telling you not to. There's this 10 of Coin clarified by the 5 of Swords. This was a family situation. This is the fog that you're trying to get out of. There was a family situation, a living situation, and it's almost like someone's trying to come back through the archway, but it's all dark on this side where they are, and it's all light and bright on this side where she's coming from. And it's like they want to come in, but it's just fucking fighting. The 5 of Swords is about arguments and confrontations and arguing, like, it's almost like being glad that either you've walked away or they walked away, like, because the fighting can stop. It's like having to accept it's over, but it won't necessarily stop the bickering or the arguing or the disagreement. Like maybe you know, end up in this constant predicament where you give a little coin, but then you have to explain to this person you're not going back. You know what I mean? You're not going back. And that sparks a fight, or it sparks a disagreement where you're arguing with them, which is why the internal conflict is so important to recognize, because you're giving in to something that is not what your soul wants you to do, and you're constantly reliving this pattern of having to walk away instead of just definitively letting it happen and walk away. Like, it has to be understood. And if it's going to be understood, then your actions need to reflect that you understand it. It's almost like it's like you want to give this person kindness, but you can't. because they haven't accepted it. Really, and we got the Death card clarified by the Nine of Cups, and as soon as I saw this one come out under the other, I heard someone has a death wish. Like someone wants to keep being punished for what they did. If this is continuing, this dynamic is continuing, it's because someone feels the need to be punished for their choices, punished for their past actions. Whether it's you or the other person or both. There's a need for self-punishment. But you have to be able to transform that. In the same breath, you have to be able to transform that in order to receive the wish. You got to stop punishing yourself. You got to stop killing yourself over your choice. And they got to stop killing you over your choice. Yeah, it has to stop. It's the only major arcana present. You have to understand that this back and forth with this person, this internal conflict, these little arguings, this trying to come back, this two different worlds, not wanting to give, feeling stuck, trying to hold up someone else's spirit, you can't. Not if you want to transform and get the wish. This has to be done first. You can't hold them up. And the world and yourself. Can't. You can't let them nickel and dime your energy. You got to be able to fully move on completely, and so do they. Like, look at the body language. It's almost like this person here, the masculine here, has his arms open like, what? Why not? Why not? Why not? But her body language, her arms are crossed. She's closed off. She's not receptive of him. She's smiling, but she is so not receptive. It's almost like his inner child is saying, look, she's closed off. Look, she's closed off. But the person is so busy looking at the smile and the big bright reality that they are seeing that they're not realizing the exact energy. Like someone doesn't get it. And it might be because your energy has been not clear enough with your actions. Maybe your words have been clear, but your actions haven't. And someone is banking on your actions. Well, they're still doing this for me, or they're still giving me this. They're still trying to hold me up. They still care. And it's like, yeah, maybe I care, but it's not for the reasons that you think. It's not for the reasons that you think, which is why you can't actually see how the world is opening up for you, because this is the big issue right now. You've got to be able to stop confusing someone. It has to be beyond a doubt for them. And you can't carry their spirit and make sure that they're okay. Like, you just can't. They can't keep seeking you out and begging you for little pieces here and there to reassure them that they're okay and you're okay. And the two of you are okay, or it's going to be okay. Like, can't. You can't. You won't be able to move forward. You won't be able to transform into the wish coming true. You'll get stuck right there in that cycle, and it'll stay that way. All right. How do we clear the fog? How do we clear the fog, Spirit? I'm hearing that song, Garden. Due Lipa. Manifestia. Card number 36. Ascending through unconditional love in order to close a cycle, numerically speaking. 36. 3 is ascension. 6 is unconditional love. And 9 is closing a cycle. All right. Let's read some for you. Manifestation. Sowing the seeds of your dreams. Creating your reality. Trusting what you desire is already happening. I just got flashed this card, right? Trusting what you desire is already happening. Magic making, pollinating your wishes. As above, so below. This is about the mirror. When you transform and end it and stop sabotaging yourself, so will another. You're still in shadow in this, whatever this cycle is, it's not complete. And so neither is theirs, right? This is teaching you how to manifest. So it said you can decide how you want to live. The universe is in full support of you choosing to step into the optimal version of yourself. Dream big, then dream bigger. Now is a great time to start the projects you have been considering. All it takes is some pollination. In the realms of making magic happen, we say, as above, so below. So, start planting your dream seeds and nourish the soil with enthusiasm for what can be and will be. Feel your dream in its entirety as if it is already happening, and then let it go. Let all sense of control or direction go. Do not try to manage it. Feel how beautiful your dream's fruition will be, but then leave it alone to flourish as it will. Any sense of desperation or neediness will only falter its progress. That includes within yourself, or if you put up with it within another, right? Although the lessons gained as a result of this will bring growth depending on what you are ready for. Germinate your dream seeds in the present tense with positive terminology. Rather than thinking in terms of what you don't want, focus on what you do want as if you already have it, as the subconscious will hear the key words and bring you more of this. You know, it's almost like saying, no, I have to let this go. I have to let this go. I have to make sure that they're not confused, because when this person comes back around, I can't have them upset and hurt and fighting with me. They have to know now, definitively, it's solid, done. I still think they're a good person, that they're worthy of love for someone else. I don't want to be mean to that person, but they have to know definitively there is no chance. Like, do not take my kindness and confuse it for a chance. Like, I'm being kind because I'm kind and I'm not a fucking asshole. You know, and if they can't take it for what it is and they continue to think it's a chance, and they're constantly trying and they're not getting the fucking message that you're not receptive to them and you're closed off to them, then you got to be clear. You have to allow the transformation to fully take place for your wish to be realized. You've got to make it so that they can move on fully, because you're looking at moving on fully, and you can't until you let them, until you make it so, because you're moving on fully. You're moving on fully, which means someone has to let you move on fully without fighting with you about it and without causing you an inner conflict about it. Like, you can't get this beautiful opportunity, this wish show up, and still have yourself, you know, feeding someone else's spirit, because it's not fair to the person you're manifesting. It's not fair to them. It would be better if you were in a healthy place where you both accept that you moved on and it's done. What's done is done. And you're not fighting, and you're not internally conflicted about how you treat that person, because you're not treating them with malice. And you're not leading them to believe anything either, because you're afraid of them being hurt or afraid of them being able to hold their own, that you're holding them up. Manifest, yeah, you got to close this cycle. Ascend with unconditional love to close this cycle. Like, they will be fine. Whoever this other person is that you're conflicted about, that you're arguing with because, you know, you say that you don't, but they feel like you do. Like, you say one thing, but your actions are another, or they're reading into it. You know what I mean? They're looking for reasons to have it start over, and you got to be like, no. I don't know how to say it any clearer without being nasty. Like, please don't push me to be nasty. I don't want to be nasty. I don't want to hurt you. But if you don't fucking get it, how else do you want me to say it? Because maybe we can't be on bad terms. Maybe we can't be, and you're pushing me to a level that's like holding you up, and I can't do that anymore. I gotta hold my own, you gotta hold your own. And this world that's involved, we gotta move forward. We gotta move forward. I can't just keep feeding your ego and stroking your ego and making you think like there's a way that we're gonna work out. We're not. You should be dating other people. You should be going out and meeting other people. You should be opening yourself up to other people. You should stop and get me out of your mind. You're only gonna hurt yourself, and I'm not coming back. You know what I mean? Like, spell it out clear for someone, as clear as you fucking can. Because after that, you're gonna come off like a bitch even when you don't wanna be. And they're gonna start looking at you like you're a bad guy when you were trying to be fucking honest. You know? And they're just not fucking getting it. Yeah, you gotta delight. Count your blessings and enjoy life. Take pleasure in simple things. Always expect the best. When you let this go, you make that wish, right? Make that wish. Let yourself fly. Give yourself the stamina. Give yourself the wings. Give yourself the joy. Let yourself play. Let yourself have fun with your day, that you're not worrying about whatever this heavy shit is, because it definitely feels heavy. Feels heavy. Like there's a lot on your chest, there's a lot on your shoulders. And I feel like it's definitely a person. And I keep hearing that it's not your job to hold their spirit. It's not your job to hold their spirit up. It's not your job. You gotta hold your own. It's not your job to hold up their whole world. They gotta create their own. They gotta hold it up themselves. You're not a part of their world like that anymore, you know? If it was beautiful, positive, blah, 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 the whole time, you would have never left it. Yeah, no matter what. See the bigger picture of a loving and just universe. See the bigger picture. There's a reason why this has to stop and has to completely cease and end in order for the universe to bring in the next stage of your world and your life and your reality and what you're manifesting, what you dream about. You know, what brings you life and blessing, you know what I mean? Your manifestation. You've got to be able to see how the universe works. You can't get step B if you haven't moved through and completed step A. And you can't get to step C in phase C if you haven't completed step B, phase B. So A has to be completely wrapped up in order to be successfully at B. And B will have to be completely and successfully wrapped up in order for you to move to C. It's like having one foot in and one foot out. You can't. The universe is like, are you in or are you out? Are you on that step or are you on this step? Because I'm not going to fully unload this step until I know you're not in that one anymore. Like, for real. All right. I hope that helps. I think I'm going to take a quick break because we're on 2 hours and almost 15 minutes. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to be human and I will be back for part 2. All right. Part 2 will be secret code names, top of the totem, Emperor, Penguin, Cherries and Cream, Cinderella, the Harp, and the Genie. All right. I'll see you guys soon.